Hello everybody and welcome to the Redmen TV and my match reaction after Liverpool were beaten comfortably in the end, to be honest with you, by Arsenal down at the Emirates. And yeah, not at it, far from at it, not at the races whatsoever today, the Reds, unfortunately. Bit of a sickener. In all honesty, but ultimately, I mean, I'd love to stand here and tell you that, the better team might not have won that game, but they did. They absolutely did. And it was frustrating in many ways because although Arsenal were good, in the cold light of day, I might be able to give them some credit, but a lot of Liverpool's downfall today was self-inflicted. We were the architects of our own downfall more often than not, if truth be told. Some costly errors, one particular calamitous error from two of our most experienced players, two of our leaders, two of our best players ultimately as well in Alisson and Van Dijk. But yeah, like I say, really sort of across the board from start to finish, it wasn't good. It wasn't a typical Liverpool performance. And we've been saying for a long time that we haven't seen the best as Liverpool side and what happens when we get into full tilt and all that sort of stuff. And I've been one of the main protagonists of saying that, essentially, because I fully believe it and I still do. My opinion hasn't changed based on one game of footy. And I think we did see something close to us at full tilt in midweek against Chelsea, but this was the opposite. This was in stark contrast to that. It really was. And as I say, from minute one, really, we were sluggish, bit lethargic, bit passive, second balls. One of my biggest bugbears in footy is not being able to win second balls, and Liverpool barely won one today, if truth be told. It felt like Arsenal were everywhere, absolutely everywhere, and winning everything. And when that happens, more often than not, you don't win the game of footy, and that's how it transpired today. I mean, in terms of individual performances, there aren't many that stand out as being a real sort of net positive from Liverpool's point of view, to be honest with you. I thought pretty much everyone was off their game in one way, shape or form. Like Konate, Virgil at the back, most definitely. I thought McAllister was okay at times. His use of the ball was okay, but again, he got caught out once or twice. A couple of decent bits of last-ditch defending from all three of them, actually, Konate, Virgil and McAllister. But more often than not, we were making up for the mistakes that we'd already made. The goals came from, they cut us open for the first, to be honest with you. Alisson made a big save to keep the score level momentarily, but it fell straight to Bukayo Saka, who really couldn't do anything else but score. As long as he got his touch right, he was laughing. Open goal at his mercy, made it 1-0. Liverpool, a little bit of stroke of luck, to be honest with you. Luis Diaz is persistent, and he was maybe one of the lads to come out with that with any sort of credit, to be honest with you, because like I say, it wasn't good, it really wasn't. But Diaz was persistent. Nice bit of work from Gravenberch in the build-up, who himself, the game passed him by, Ryan Gravenberch, up until that point. But he found Luis Diaz, the ball broke unkindly, but Diaz wasn't giving it up, and he just kind of prodded it back into an area, and it was Gabriel who span on it with his hand, essentially, in what was a hilarious own goal. But Liverpool undeservedly level at the break, but we'd have took it. And you just thought, second half, you can go into half-time, little bit of momentum, bit of a lifeline, essentially. Can you come out and use it? And to be fair, we were okay for the first 5 minutes of the second half, but after that, we never, ever got a foothold in the game again. It was never felt like we were in the ascendancy, to be honest with you. Arsenal sort of rode the storm early in the second half. We made the changes. Darwin, Elliott came on, Thiago came on later on as well, but none of them really had the impact. Andy Robertson, likewise, at left back. None of them really had the impact that Klopp was looking for, or that we needed, or that we desired, I would say. And yeah, the mistake. For me, Virgil's got to deal with it. He has to deal with it, because he lets the ball bounce, which is criminal in itself from a defensive standpoint. It's like Sunday League, under 9s, under 10s, under 11s stuff, to be honest. You can't let the ball bounce to the defender. And there's a moment whereby you think, oh, can he go and head that? But he has to deal with it first time. And as soon as he doesn't, there's indecision. There's a mix-up between him and Alisson. Alisson thinks he's got to come and deal with it because Virgil hasn't. And listen, Alisson doesn't cover himself in glory in trying to deal with it, of course not. But like I say, for me, it falls on Virgil. He is the one who should be in control of that situation pretty much from the moment the ball's in the air, and pretty much throughout its entire journey. The first 20 seconds, not that long, the first few seconds of that moment, Virgil's the one who has to deal with it. And there's a split second where you think, okay, Alisson has to. And like I say, ultimately that's when it all goes wrong. The ball just falls perfectly, kindly at Martinelli's feet, who again passes the ball into an empty net, the simplest of tasks. And Liverpool go down to 10 men. Ibrahima Konate sent off. 2 relatively harsh yellows, in my opinion, but 2 bookable offences in Anthony Taylor's eyes, and off he goes. And Liverpool by this point had Luis Diaz playing at right back. So when you go Diaz at right back and no right-sided centre-half, you're going to have problems down that side. And we did. Leandro Trossard capitalised. For me, the shot is probably going wide, but it flicks off Virgil van Dijk just to rub salt into the wounds. And it goes under Alisson Becker's legs and through them. And it's 3-1. Mikel Arteta is jubilant. Klopp is annoyed, frustrated, but laughing, because he always does in terms of those situations. Just like he hides the pain. But yeah, listen, Liverpool weren't good. Simple as that. And I've seen loads of fallout on social media already about title race done, this, that and the other. Like, this is why we won't win it, blah, 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 blah. This isn't definitive. It's not definitive for me. Like, it was bad. It was shambolic. It was frustrating. I'm annoyed. It's disappointing. Loads and loads more bad things, essentially. But we're still top of the league, albeit Man City now 2 games in hand. They can go a point clear of us. There's a long way to go in this Premier League season, yeah, and we're still top of it. We're 2 points clear of Arsenal. It's tightened it up a bit, of course it has. I'd have loved us to go away from there with a win, even a draw. When it was 2-1 heading to the final 10, I'd have bitten your hand off for a draw, I really would. But it wasn't to be. And like I say, Liverpool weren't very good. None of them were very good, genuinely. I'm struggling to think of one standout performer that you could say, okay, he was at his game today. Off the top of my head, it might be Diaz. Diaz was fine, but not great either. So the subs didn't work. Nothing worked. Nothing Liverpool tried today actually worked. Like, there's a few big players missing. Szoboszlai, Salah. Hopefully they can get back sooner rather than later. Thiago came on. That might be the only positive genuinely to come out today, because it was bad. It was. Is the title done? No, far from it. Is the season done? Absolutely not. Trying to see the positives. Sad, I'm going to go because it's just getting depressing now. Match reaction done. Loads more content to come, although it's going to be pretty bleak for the next hour or so, obviously. But we'll try and bring some sort of positivity into your lives if possible. Nice one. Yeah, Virgil, not at it. Alisson, not at it. Leaders let us down. We go again. See you later, lads. And women. And kids. And everybody watching. Because I don't think I swore, so maybe kids. Bye.